don't know who needs to hear this, but you don't need trap beats in a Spider-Man song. You don't need trap beats in a Christmas song. You don't need trap beats in everything. Could we stop with the trap beats? Okay?
Get ready for the next battle.
Hello, my name is Vaderfly, and I hope you are doing well. I was going to end my year with the video that I made yesterday, but I said, you know what? I saw the new Spider-Man trailer, and you know me, I am a huge Spider-Man fan, and I had to say something, and needless to say, it's not really positive. But please, for me, if you make sure you can hit that like button, make sure you can get this word out, let the people know that I am here, and I am here to talk to you guys, not just only about these kind of videos, but later on doing back to my regular form of essay videos, which I am glad that you guys enjoy. But I am right now just talking about this kind of stuff until I get myself a little more situated, and when I finally get to sit down and write a script. But needless to say, I am excited for next year. And on top of it, thank you guys for helping me get to 500 subscribers before the end of this year. I can't say enough how much I love you. So the release of the new Spider-Man trailer came out, the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man animated trailer came out, and I'm just gonna be a straight shooter with you. No bullshit, not gonna be around the bush. I dislike this trailer 110%. I was not impressed by this trailer. This trailer is just, it wasn't impressive. They try to bring all this stuff like, oh, from the creators of X-Men 97. Honestly, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I think the first half of X-Men 97 was awesome. The second half was not great. That's the same way I kind of felt about this right here with this trailer. I feel like I'm gonna like the first half of this series, and the second half of the series, I'm gonna be like, or I could be wrong. I could like the entire series. I don't know, but I was very disappointed in this trailer. Not only was I disappointed in this trailer, like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm so tired of trap beats. I get it. They're trying to be like, oh, it's urban, but it's like not everything has to have trap beats, and not everything has to devalue a culture to prove that your character is part of that culture. I think that's kind of almost diminishing and kind of almost, what is the word I'm looking for?
You're pretentious!
The artwork in this, while I understand what they're trying to imitate and mimic, which is a very comic booky look style from basically back in the early days when he first arrived in like the Amazing Fantasy comics. You can tell by the jawline and how the bullet lines are very much encapsulating each character's face. It looks so choppy and it looks so like sluggish. The frame rate on the style of the artwork just seems slow, and that's kind of what I had a problem with X-Men 97. X-Men 97 almost felt the same way, where it was very slow and very sluggish for the style that they were trying to interpret. Nothing about this trailer was bringing me going like, oh my gosh, it's Spider-Man, and I can't wait to watch this show. And before people say, oh, it's for kids, no. When somebody says dumbass in a show, it's no longer for kids. I think this is meant for people like myself to look back and say, oh, remember when Peter was in high school? Which, let's just cut the crap here. Peter's stories, if you're actually a Spider-Man fan, you've read the comic books and everything, Peter's stories get better not in high school but in college. In college and in the years afterwards, that's when Peter gets better. And honestly, I'm just so freaking frustrated and sick and tired of seeing Peter back in high school. The only time we've seen Peter not in high school in the animated universe, or just outside of the 616, has been the Insomniac games, the 90s show, and the MTV show. I think Spectacular, he was in high school as well. It's been a while since I watched it, but I think he was also in high school as well. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but I really do think he was in high school. But Spectacular was great, so I could give it an excuse. And by that time period between Spectacular and the 90s show, or actually Spectacular and Unlimited, it had been a good chunk of time, so I can understand them giving him a fresh start. But since Spectacular Spider-Man came out, it was every year afterwards, or every couple of years afterwards, they rebooted the character Ultimate Spider-Man, being another one where we started off with him in high school. Then the Disney XD show, where we started with him in high school, which that was even worse because that one was basically, they put everybody in high school. Otto Octavius was in high school. Not just as a teacher, he was a student in high school. Miles, Gwen, and Peter were all the same age for some strange reason. Like, no, this doesn't work. It doesn't work, and it needs to stop. I even was giving people crap when they were mentioning the concept for Gotham High. I'm sorry, I don't want to see Bruce Wayne and the Joker in the same class at the same age. It's stupid. So we get to this, and just like, he's in high school again, and it's like, you can't sit here and say this is for a young demographic. And even if you are saying this is for a younger demographic, kids deserve better. I'm sorry, I hate when people use this excuse. Batman the Animated Series proves you wrong 110% of the time, because once again, you can teach kids mature lessons with mature subjects in a way where it's not making them feel scared to watch the product. It teaches them something while they are enjoying themselves, and the adults can enjoy themselves. This is not feeling like that. This feels like the LOL random humor. It feels like we're going back and seeing awkward Peter Parker again, which I'm so tired of seeing that too. This is always something that always bothered me. And I hate to say it, as much as I love the Raimi's movies, I kind of blame the Raimi films for everybody thinking Peter Parker is always this whispery guy all the time, even when he got bit by the radioactive spider. No. To be completely honest with you, how Andrew portrays Peter after he gets bitten by the spider is kind of how he acts even in the comic books. He does have his moments of being quiet, but when he has to speak up and take a stand, Peter takes a stand when he needs to. He just doesn't need to do it as Spider-Man. He does it as Peter Parker himself as well. So it just, all the wrong signs to it. And of course, the race swaps, but at this point, what else am I gonna expect? Am I expecting new characters for black people? Nope, we're just gonna get the hand-me-downs all the time, and at this point, I'm done with that too. I don't care. It's like, let me get this straight. So I get that the voice actor who is voicing Norman is black. Why couldn't you just leave Norman white? Because that's a voice acting job. Do you not see this? Do you not understand this? It's so frustrating that we always get hand-me-downs and people just eat this up and say, it's good. And I'm like, no more. I'm done. I'm so sick of it. I made a whole video about it and how to train your dragon. I'm not going to deal with it here. If I hear the glowing, I'm talking, it's got to be glowing praise for me to go watch this show. I'll watch this show. But it's just everything I already hate about the Spider-Man universe and the mythos. Peter Parker is no longer capable of just being his own man and being able to be a lone wolf in a world. He's got to have everybody else build his technology. Ever since the MCU, that's always been now the headcanon, and sometimes the canon in some cases with the Spider-Man mythos. It's like, no, Peter is his own man. That's why he works so well. That's why he's so relatable, because he has to deal with a lot of real world problems. He doesn't need Iron Man's help to build his technology. He doesn't need Norman Osborn to build his technology. Sure, he'll take some of the schematics, and sure, he'll take those things, but he did it on his own to make something of his own creation. We keep watering down the Spider-Man mythos, and it's getting worse every freaking time, and I'm getting sick of it. I'm sick and tired of people just getting excited of it because it's just Spider-Man. You should expect more from your comic book media and especially your TV show media than just because it's your favorite character. I got a lot of crap for it because of what I said about Batman Cape Crusader, and I stand by it. Batman Cape Crusader is not a great show because it's just got Batman and he's in the 1930s now. That doesn't equip it to be a great show. It had sloppy writing. It didn't make sense in certain aspects. The plot felt rushed. So why are we considering it a great show? No, it's not. Like I said in my review, and I'll still say to this day, it's a 3.5 at best. At best, it's a 3.5. So why are we pretending like all of a sudden, because the bar is so low for our entertainment nowadays, that Batman is the Batman Cape Crusader is all of a sudden this masterpiece? It's nowhere near the heights of the animated series, which I've been rewatching and being reminded that the animated series was on another level. And I hope, I could be wrong about this series, it could be great, but I'm so tired of seeing the same problem I've had with Spider-Man for the last 10 years. Actually, the last almost 20 years I've been seeing with Spider-Man, ever since the breakup between Mary Jane and Peter Parker, that they just cannot seem to move this character forward, that they keep reversing this character and keep putting him backwards. Why do you think the Ultimate Spider-Man, something that I have been reading, has been selling like gangbusters? Don't get me wrong, the Ultimate Spider-Man hasn't really got exciting until this recent issue, mind you, but like, it's been good because we finally get to see the things that we've wanted to see in the Amazing Spider-Man for years. And that's sad to have it happen in an alternate universe, but this is what we've wanted. And this is what I wanted for our entertainment. It's like, we shouldn't have to get it in the Insomniac game, which they dropped the ball in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Let's just be 100% honest on that. They've dropped the ball in a lot of these cases, and hopefully with Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland, they actually decide to grow the character up. But who knows, because it seems like you can't ever get him out of the stage of being just some kind of stuttering buffoon nowadays, because that's how people always want to see Peter Parker. Peter Parker is more than just a stuttering buffoon. The dude pulls women. The dude was an absolute Chad. The dude felt confident in himself once after he became Spider-Man, and after he learned more about his abilities. The fact of the matter is this: I'm not going to sit here and pretend that this is going to be the greatest thing ever. And I'm not going to sit here and say that it's going to just be the worst thing ever because I just want to be controversial. What I am going to say is you should expect more from your entertainment than the lowest freaking rung. You should expect more than just seeing him in high school. Oh, because he's always in high school. No, he's not. Every time you actually see his story, some of his years in high school, sure, in the beginning, but usually you deal with college years. That is the death of Gwen Stacy. That's the organization of the Sinister Six. That is a lot of stuff that happens to him in college, meeting the Fantastic Four. Then, right afterwards, you can deal with everything else. I don't know, guys. I'm trying not to end this year on a bad note. I wanted some positivity. I want some upbeatness, but I am so tired of seeing Peter back in high school. I'm so tired of seeing the same old high school BS, and we just accept it. Yes, I get it. We were all awkward in high school, but here's the thing that was different for me. I hated high school, not because I had bullies and anything like that. I just didn't like high school. So when I related to Peter, and where I've related to Peter the most was in his later years, and something I'm relating with even now in my life with certain things that are happening and going on in my life right now. So it's kind of just like frustrating to be like, oh, here we go again and see him in high school. Like, because even the kids that even watch Spectacular Spider-Man are all grown up in their 20s. And same with even the Marvel Spider-Man. They're most likely in their mid to late teen years. And so I can understand how they could get something out of this, But all of the other Spider-Man fans that have grown up with the character, we've seen this story over and over again. I think it's time for us to get a reward and finally get us to see an older, mature Peter Parker. Maybe they do that if this gets like 5 seasons. I don't know. Maybe they go from high school and they go to college. It's getting tiresome. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of high school. It's a setting that has gotten so old for this character, that has so many more adventures and stories outside of his high school years. And what I always get frustrated with too, especially with the Disney XD series, what they try to do is take all his stories that he did in his college year and when he got older, and try to put him into the story when he was younger. And it's like, this doesn't work. It doesn't work because this character hasn't had the experience to deal with certain things. I just would love to see a more seasoned Spider-Man. Like, that's all I've wanted to see, and for them to be like, we're gonna do this again and go back to high school, and here's race swap characters, and I don't care. I just don't. And I know everybody's gonna give me crap, but I have to be honest, this is not fun. It's not fun anymore. Can we get an older version of this character, please, for the love of God? I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think I'm being overly sensitive, or do you guys agree with me that this is just getting annoying? Did you not like the race swap? Like, I don't like the race swap. Do you think the trailer hit a nerve for you, or did it not hit a nerve for you? I utterly felt just disappointed with this trailer. I felt disappointed because I already knew this was coming out, and I was already like, ugh, when I heard that he was going back to high school. But after seeing this trailer, it just even made me go more, ugh. Like, I didn't need this. I really didn't. This could have been done way better. You can have so many other options for this character to go into, and yet we are still trying to put Peter Parker back in high school. You have Miles Morales. Okay, I may not be 100% a big fan of his character, except for Into the Spider-Verse, but you have Miles Morales. You can use him for the high school part, and you can put Peter in the grown-up part. You can have 2 shows. Hell, that would be even cool. You have Peter in the college show and Miles in the high school show, and every once in a while they interact. There's a crossover episode. Do that. I would be so down for that. But nope, we're gonna put Peter backwards again, and we're just gonna see him in high school yet again, learning the same life lessons. And I don't know, hopefully they'll mention Uncle Ben in this, because, you know, they seem to not even recognize his existence in the Homecoming trilogy, which is another thing that bothers me about those 3 movies. But who knows? I don't know anymore. Let me know what you guys think. Once again, thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel. 503 subscribers. I can't believe you guys. You guys are so amazing and so beautiful. And it makes my heart very warm to have such a beautiful and amazing group of people. I will get back to my essay videos. I've just been doing these because I just have been going through a lot of my life, and I have yet to sit down and really write a script, and I really don't want to write a script when my brain is not functioning the way I would like to. But don't get me wrong, I've got my plot line for my scripts coming, so make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that like button, subscribe for me. Let's just keep building this. Let's get to 1,000. I love you guys so much. Have a happy New Year's. See you in 2025. Bye-bye.